So just as a slight convenience, I want to be able to type this instead of having to type that. So hopefully you can see a macro coming on. Let's go to the profile class and pound define profile category. And we want to replace that essentially with this. So I'll put that there, except without the semicolon, because when we invoke the macro, we will naturally put a semicolon at the end. Category, and like this. Category, and just a little exercise to give you. I probably should give you the answer, but I think it's a good exercise. Remember, you can construct an object directly like this. Alright, so is it really necessary to have the instance variable? Yes or no? Do some wrestling, try it out, see what happens, step through it, and see what's going on. That's actually kind of a interesting thing to look at. And if you can propose an answer in the comments, I'll reply to the comment like so and tell you if you're on the right track or not. Anyway, now I want to do the compiling out while I'm in the middle of it. So profiling on like so. That's the. Notice I'm grabbing the same defined, the macro definition here. I'm grabbing the same defined because if we're turning off our profiler, then obviously we hopefully would turn off the individual profiles. So I'm going to go like this. If profiling on, then we want that pound end if profiling on. And I'm actually going to, this might be a little weird, but I'm going to conditionally include the clock as well, because if we're not profiling, then I don't want to include the clock. So if profiling is on, define all these members. Otherwise, I don't define them. And then down here, how do I want to do this? Yes, this should be pretty straightforward. If pound if profiling on, if profiling is on, pound end if. Just get my end if real quickly. Copy paste this. This preprocessor is kind of frustrating sometimes. But if profiling's on, yes, give them that. Otherwise, let's do a pound else. Control U. Otherwise, give them this, but give them empty bodies so that the compiler will compile it out for us. And then we need to go to the compilation unit and be consistent with what we are doing. No, not that compilation unit. We need to be consistent with what we're doing in the header file. So essentially, if this is going to be kind of hardcore, but pound if come on. Copy that. It's the middle of the night. Please be patient. If profiling's on, yeah, do all this stuff. Pound end if. Control U. So hopefully you see where I'm going with this. If the profiling's turned on, yeah, bring this code in, implement it. It's going to take some runtime overhead. You know, let's get all the pound includes. That's fine. Yada yada yada. Otherwise, this is going to be an empty compilation unit, and there will be no result of it. So quite nice. Then here, same thing. I'm wondering if there's a way to kind of combine the public down here. You know, I could. Nah, forget it. I'm just going to roll with that. Control L, get rid of that extra white line. Control Shift B. Build started. Build succeeded. Now, before we actually run it and try to do some test profiles, I'm going to turn off this profiling on macro and just make sure all is well. Oh, what a headache. We don't have build configurations set up, so I have to do this individually on each project. What a pain. Maybe that's what I'll do in the next video, is show you how to do build configurations. That's actually important, because otherwise you end up doing this by hand stuff that I'm doing, and it's definitely not ideal. Why am I going to linker? I want the preprocessor. So profiling on, and I just need to define this to be something else besides what we had it to. Click OK. That's actually, Let's build. Now, oh, that's good. So, well, it's not good that we're getting errors, but it's good that we caught the errors. End of file found before left brace, right here at the profiler.h. So did I conditionally compile out? Not to waste your time, I'm going to pause the video, pause the recording, see if I can figure out what's wrong without you having to watch me try to do this. Okay, it was obvious. It was pretty dumb, actually. This profiling on, I guess I didn't test compiling this stuff out when I wrote the profiler class. That's kind of embarrassing. We have this pound endif here, and it stops the closing. The closing curly here, if I hold down control and hit the square bracket, the right square bracket, it will take you to the matching brace. So control square bracket, square bracket. Anyway, we open up the namespace profiling, but then we never close it because we conditionally compiled it out. So I'm going to grab this endif, paste it right there, except bring it back, Control-Shift-B, build started, and now we are getting linker errors. So profiling, referencing. This is good. I think it's good, yeah, because we turned off profiling, we're getting linker errors. And what should happen, yeah, the code vaporized out, but it's looking for it. And the reason why we're getting linker errors, this is back to why I should set up compilation or build configurations. We need to mess with our build configurations, but we'll do that in a different video. I'm going to right click here, properties, and I see profiling on is turned on here. So as far as this project's concerned, it's like, hey, you said that stuff's there, you're calling it, I'm looking for it. And we turned it off in the engine, so now I have to come in here and say not or something else. Pound to find this to be something else. Click OK, Control-Shift-B, build started, build succeeded. Good, so we successfully compiled that out. But I just want you to understand what's going on there. Originally, in the engine project, I said, you know what? Let's just get rid of all the profiling code. But the sandbox game, if I right-clicked here, it was looking for it. Remember, I just put all this stuff in here. I'll take it out. So it's looking for that code. It's saying, hey, you said that code's going to be there. And as far as I'm concerned, when I included your profiling files, for my project, profiling on was set to on. So then I was calling all those functions trying to use them. And the engine's like, well, I'm not going to build them for you. So there. And then over here we get the linkers. The linker's like, hey, this project's trying to consume stuff that wasn't built. So then we have an inconsistent configuration. And if you notice, that's kind of a pain for me to say, properties, profiling on, and then go over here, right click, properties, profiling on. I don't want to have to think about doing that in two places. That's a pain. So we should set up build configurations to fix that. Anyway, I'll write that down as a note we need to cover soon. Control-Shift-B, build started, build succeeded. We're good. It builds in both configurations. Or it builds with profiling on and without profiling turned on. And in the next video, let's actually profile something and see if we gain any speed with all this work we did.